Jeez.
Cheese.
What?
I can't have cheese. I have
You can still do it though.
I'll do it for
Just
some things.
Just accept the.
Sometimes you got to risk it.
Yeah.
At work, I did it when we worked together.
Yeah,
I
I know.
thought you told us that you always risk it.
Yeah. I do.
You always risk it for the biscuit.
I always risk it, but for specific foods. Like I won't risk it for like I don't know what's something with cheese that tastes like.
I don't know. It's hard to try to imagine bad cheesy things. Like of course they exist, but it's hard to try to imagine them.
Well, like squirt nacho cheese. That's not really that.
Yeah,
but
that's not.
Would that even affect you? Is that even like really dairy?
It has enough milk products.
Wait, what are squirt nacho cheese?
When you get
like when you put it comes out of a pump, or you can literally squirt it out of a bottle.
Like nacho cheese.
Oh, okay.
Like the 7-Eleven cheese.
Yeah.
Nacho sauce cheese.
So that's worse for you?
The more processed it is, the worse it is for me.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably because it's less aged, and as a result, 100%. The more aged a cheese.
Back in the day, like in high school, I would go to 7-Eleven, like buy a bag of Doritos and add the nacho cheese. So I wouldn't. You know how they have like the nacho chips?
Oh no!
I would just add it to the Doritos.
That's too salty. That's so salty,
dude. How about you live your life the way you do it, salt free and without any flavor, dude? And you let me enjoy my life, dude.
Well, all right.
Aren't Fritos Locos a thing?
I don't know.
There's Frito pie as well. There's also like the thing they have in the South where you like you literally like put like chili and cheese in a bag of Fritos and you eat it with a fork.
Yeah,
type of thing.
They serve that.
Yeah. That's why they made chili cheese Fritos. Because chili cheese Fritos was an attempt to just emulate that without having to put chili and cheese on your Fritos.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Hey, what are we doing here?
I'm sorry.
Talking about cheese. Who? Let's be honest, dude. I'm gonna put a post. I'm gonna propose a question.
Let's be honest.
And everyone be honest with me. The audience members that are listening, chime in. Send us who it is that you think from the Enterprise is the most lactose intolerant. Be honest.
Picard.
Come on, dude. I would say.
Really? Picard?
He's so fuddy-duddy.
Would Dr. Soong have designed like lactose breakdowns into the data?
Sure.
I think
going with Geordi.
He wants data to like taste everything in life. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I don't think Geordi I don't think Data can taste. Geordi.
I'm going with Geordi.
It would fit it would fit the nerdy stereotype of I get my tummy.
Yeah. Well, if we go off Main Bridge crew, Barkley is an easy pick.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
that dude.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
But Picard's also so
what are we
fuddy-duddy.
associating lactose intolerance with here? I feel like we're trying to fit it into some stereotype.
Well, it's just general neurotic,
like pain too.
Like people who have anxieties.
Like, okay, if you're annoying and or weird, you're lactose intolerant, I guess.
Well, my first choice was Picard, 100%. So I mean, he's not.
But
annoying.
You said that he's like fuddy-duddy, so is that also a qualification?
Like his personality, kind of like it's kind of the person. It fits personality. You know what I mean?
But he would be someone who's lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
lactose intolerance is just a dull quality.
It does suck.
But I bet you he puts milk in the tea, so I bet that he does drink milk.
He doesn't say Earl Grey hot with some cream on the side, you know? Like,
well, that's true. In the mornings, does take it straight.
In the mornings when he's having tea with Beverly, I wonder if he's got a whole thing going, and then he puts milk in.
I mean, he does bother to have a set, which usually includes like places for sugar and cream.
Yeah,
he can be like Earl Grey tea hot with some oat milk on the side, please.
Or he says lactate pills on the side. You know,
actually, the character
oat milk wasn't a thing in the future back then.
I guess not.
Actually, the character who would be most likely to have lactose intolerance would be Keiko. Keiko or Nurse Ogawa, actually, because they're Asian.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, dude, why are you so racist?
No, Asians have the highest percentage chance of lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
Are you lactose intolerant, dude?
I am. Yeah.
We are.
Okay.
Well, I'll eat it anyway.
I think the only ethnic group with a higher intolerance is Native Americans. Like their intolerance is even higher. Yeah. So
what about people who are hail from India?
No, their tolerance is quite high.
I feel like I'm fine. Like that would be
you're fine.
part of my background, and I don't have an intolerance. So milk and
well, you're
dairy
many
or
things.
anything.
You're Trinidadian, so you're like
Yes, but
you're like
my family was brought over as indentured slaves from India. So
what do you call people who are like into crystals? Christies? What about horoscope people? Like I'm into anger. What am I? A Hulkian?
Data.
Oh, Data.
Yeah.
This episode was badass, dude.
Change your name
I'm
to
gonna,
Data.
in this
I'm gonna start
episode.
off. Let's change it up, dude. Let's start off with our ratings.
No, stop doing that.
No, you keep trying to do that.
I
Like
don't
there's
want-
been
I don't
like 3
wanna
or 4
do that.
episodes in the last 6 where you've been like, let's change it up and let's do the ratings at the beginning.
Here's
But we've
the
done it a
thing,
few
here's the
times
thing.
already.
I want to know because sometimes I change my opinion like halfway through. So I want to record it now. At least for me, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with a 9. For
So
this one.
right now you're sitting at a 9.
Yeah.
Oh my
It may
God.
go down.
Okay.
It may go up. Who knows?
I mean, this is a very fresh reaction, fresher than normal, maybe even.
I don't know about this episode, guys. I'm not sure.
As the weed goes up.
This
Well, the
episode
thing
felt
is-
like it was 3 hours long. I remember telling Marvin, I'm like, is this an extended episode? Because it
This
feels
episode went by
3 hours
fast for
long.
me.
Oh.
It felt 3 hours long to
Interesting.
me.
I think it's telling because Ricardo loves dumb action movies and Sarah does
I
not.
do,
So.
and I love it, and I have anger issues. I have horrible anger issues.
Ricardo's favorite movie is Under Siege, and Sarah's favorite movie.
My favorite movie is. I tell everybody my favorite movie is Badlands, but it's really
Badlands.
Predator.
I don't even know what Badlands is. What's Badlands?
Terrence Malick movie, dude.
Oh,
Goddamn,
no one
Philistine,
watches Terrence Malick movies.
Ricardo
You're the
does.
only one.
What happened to Heat or whatever?
Yeah.
dude. Each top 5.
No. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
It's-
There was just
It's
so
dumb.
much going on in this episode. And the opening
It is-
scene is,
I liked it.
I don't know. We can talk about it. We will. But
Well, Descent. It only aired the day after the other season finale of In the Hands of the
Ooh,
Prophets from
what
DS9.
an exciting time for a Star Trek.
Yeah,
fan.
but also if you like to like go out, what a week. What a horrible week, dude. Like you can't go out for 2 days straight, dude.
Well, if I recall, it's a Sunday, Monday airing like schedule. So
Ugh,
you had
even worse,
Saturday
dude.
at least. But
Yeah,
Sunday you were grounded, and Monday
Yeah.
you just had to, you
Yeah.
had to do something. But I
Or
forget
you
which
can
came
record it
first.
on your VHS.
Yes,
Wait, what
DS9
what
came
day?
first.
What day? What was the date that it aired?
June 20th of 1993 for DS9's In the Hands of the
Mhm.
Prophets. I believe the ratings for it were very poor. I think it conflicted with a lot of things happening.
For
the
this- for this
NBA
episode,
finals.
For this episode?
No, for In the Hands of the
DS9.
Prophets.
That was an
Deep
NBA
Space Nine.
championship game night.
Yeah, whereas Descent was on
Who
a
was playing?
Monday with very
The
little
Bulls.
Oh, yeah, dude. That makes sense.
competition. So yeah, but as a result, no wormhole and or sun to go into and or around. So instead, you know what? Let's just do our sponsors really quick because actually, Exter wanted us to
Ooh.
let everybody know.
Do you want us to
Father's Day.
apologize? Oh, sorry.
Well,
Okay.
Father's Day is
Good.
coming. You know, because
It is.
Fathers tend to like wallets. They also tend to like other things from Extra, like their keychains, key cases, key holders. You know, they have their grid backpacks, duffel bags, and stuff like that. You can check them out. Newest product is their Wallet Pro. The Wallet Pro is an upgraded version of what they used to call their Parliament wallet. Now they call it their Extra wallet. It's a little specific.
confusing.
but- yeah, so I kind of wish they kept it the Parliament.
They should go like
yeah.
Apple, dude. The wallet 1, 2, and then they'll skip 9 and go to X. You know,
Yeah, because they're
and
afraid of
then
9.
XR. Really confuse people. You know,
XS and
XS. Yeah, make a
Yeah,
small version for business
Yeah.
cards.
then the Extra Wallet Pro,
Yep,
the Extra
Max.
Wallet Max, Pro Max,
Pro Max.
the Extra Wallet Air.
Yeah. It's just really thin. It's so thin. It's not a wallet. You just put the stuff
Yeah.
in your pants.
Yeah, it'll hold 5 bills. That's
Yeah.
it.
Where's the extra wallet shuffle that just messes with all of your information and
Yeah, and it's a wallet.
pays with a different account every time?
It's just a magnet that demagnetizes your cards.
Yeah, and then you have to you wear it on your lanyard
Yeah.
around your neck.
Like you can't choose what payment method you have.
Yeah.
The Air is just a fancy paper clip.
Yeah. Well, that's just a money clip at that point.
Yeah.
So that's what money clips are. But you know what? You can head on over to X. So they have actually a specific link for us this time, because what they want us to say, I'm doing sponsorshipy thingies right now. So the exact quote they want me to say is, get up to 50% off with my code Newbie, NEWBIE, by going to partner.exter.com/Newbie Star Trek
the code.
partner.exter.com/Newbie Star Trek 2025. So that link.
Oh man, that's too much words, dude.
So okay, one, I'm just gonna be honest. That link sucks. It's too long. Two, the link extra sucks because the N, the S, and the T in Newbie Star Trek need to be capitalized. So that's a bad.
Or it doesn't work.
Or it doesn't work. So
God damn it, dude.
So here's what you guys can do
this week, dude.
Here's what you guys can do.
This is what I get. I give them business by talking about dick skin wallets, dude, and this is what happens, dude. I give them their fucking.
But here's what you guys could do. The link's just in the description, so you can just click it, or just go to extra.com normally and just use the offer code. It's the same thing. So it should just work that way. They just wanted me to say that very specifically.
This would be a good Father's Day gift. Anything from Extra.
Unless your dad hit you. Then he didn't deserve shit, dude. You know?
In that case, we can skip the
Didn't get it for your mom.
Yeah.
Do they want you saying that from like now on, or is that just
the hitting part?
time?
The hitting part? I don't think they wanted us to say if your dad hits you, don't buy a wallet. I think
that link is just for the Father's Day promo in general. And the reason it's up to 50% off is because they're preemptively saying the Father's Day sale will be 40% off and everything. But the code gives you an extra 10% off. So it all stacks. Like usual, our discount always stacks with their ongoing sales.
Stacks on stacks, as they say, as the rappers say.
So
I have something to say about this, dude.
Why?
Dude, look, before you go buy him a crazy wallet, just ask your dad, what kind of wallet are you using now? And see what kind of wallet they're using. And then you could kind of, because Extra has a lot of variety. So then you get them one in the ballpark of something they like, because I will say this. If someone just gave me a random wallet, it could not hit. You know what I mean? And it could be something I'm not into. But if you kind of get them like, okay, they're a bifold person. They have the leather one that folds up, and it has like leather, and it's fine. If they're into like minimalism, then you might get them just the one that's like the little metal one that pops out. Like, so kind of, I would say, just if you're hearing this, go quickly, ask them to see their wallet just to see what they're rocking, and then kind of hit the ballpark of what they
also see
now.
what color.
No, don't listen to Ricardo. Just shoot from the hip and buy whatever wallet you like. And if he doesn't like it, buy another wallet.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Well, also, and re-gift that wallet.
Yeah. Look, if you're going to buy a random wallet, buy him a heavy one. So it's a paperweight at least,
But every wallet has free returns within 100 days of receiving your order. Yes. So it's kind of risk free. And the shipping is free.
Wallets are very personal.
Yeah. And all the pro wallets have a lifetime warranty. So that's pretty neat. But also I would check what color he likes, because there's a wide variety of colors.
That's true.
So, unless like he's the type of person
some people hate colors, certain colors,
Well, the other thing also is that like some people also want their wallet to be a neutral color, even if they have a favorite color. Like my favorite color is
or they have like shoes that they like to match with, so they want a wallet to match their shoes. They're a big Jordan 1 fan.
I've never heard of that before. Wow, that's very
Some
specific.
people go that far. It's kind of crazy.
That's too far.
I've heard of it.
Like that means it'll only match for the few seconds you pull your wallet out.
I mean, how is that different than like a woman matching her purse to her outfit?
Yeah, or
the purse is always
underwear.
out.
Why do women match their underwear to their bra? No one's going to see it, if you know what I mean.
Well, because they might see it in the bedroom.
Well, you might see this wallet in the bedroom, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
If you play your cards right.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
I'm down to see the wallet in the bedroom. You never know when you're going to be
flashing your wealth.
Yeah, so you take your condom out of the wallet, and as you're taking the condom out, you happen to also still be wearing the shoes that matched.
Yeah. I was telling the lady, the editor we interviewed, I was telling her some dudes put their shoes back on when they're getting busy, dude.
Oh my God. Who?
Okay, no,
you
that's
do.
weird.
I don't know. I definitely don't. I only take my shoes off for 2
I mean, I can see a situation in which traction is needed.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, but you also
Yeah,
Strictly for
That's-
traction, that makes sense to me.
the way you said
That's
some
weird.
dudes, like I've heard that some dudes.
No,
I've
there's
heard,
I'm
not
all
from
of it.
personal experience at all. Even though I love wearing shoes all the time,
and I don't want
You do
any
love wearing
feet out.
shoes.
What's that? Whatever.
except you
But
won't
again-
wear. So I assume that the two instances are probably like, while you're taking a shower and then maybe like sleeping, you're not wearing shoes. I would assume.
All three, I guess three different scenarios.
Okay.
What about when you're swimming?
I'll never. You'll never catch me
swim.
swimming.
He's not
You'll never
swimming.
catch me
Ricardo's
swimming,
not
dude.
swimming. Yeah, we
If-
know
if
that.
I'm on a boat, first of all, if I'm on a boat, I'm
Uh-huh.
dying, dude. I must be dying. You know what I mean? Two,
They take your shoes off before you get on the lifeboat. No.
if there's
Like,
like say
dude,
there's
you
a
have to
water
leave your
world
shoes.
situation,
Yeah.
if there's a water world situation and like the water is
Yeah.
rising quickly,
Mm.
I'm just gonna drown. I don't want to live in that world. I fucking hate
You'll
the
have
water.
webbed
wanna
feet,
be in the boat.
you know. So you don't.
I don't want to be in the boat. I don't want to deal with people. I sent you guys a one of like a video, a reel about Hugh Grant,
Mhm.
and I'm like, Hugh Grant's like my spirit animal. I fucking hate
Why?
everything.
What did he say?
He was just hating everything, basically.
These
Oh.
days, he's become kind of a grump, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
works.
He's been sort of like I don't want to be interviewed, and then he walks
Yeah.
away. I've
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's
he's
like
just so
Interesting.
charming as he refuses you.
Yeah. He's very charming.
that persona matched really well when he was in that horror movie. I forget what it was called. again.
Heretic?
Heretic. Yeah.
Every
good movie.
time I remember that movie, I want to say Hereditary first, but it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
That was a
thing.
good movie.
There's so many.
It was a
There's
good
so
movie.
many
Was.
like horror movies with like a general one-word title, and you're like, what was that one?
Yeah, like
What was
Chucky.
the one word?
Chucky.
I mean, lately there's been
Jason.
a rash of very literal ones, like The Woman in the Yard, or
Yeah. Which is
the
technically
swimming
not a
Clown in the
horror movie.
Swimming pool.
cornfield.
Yeah.
The woman in the yard is not a
Yeah.
horror movie. Technically,
Yeah.
it's just misadvertised.
Yeah, they
as
did
one.
market it as such, though.
Yeah. But just like my movie.
Yeah, sure. A night's
The
tour.
movie, yeah, it's called Night of Cups. Like the Darren
Yeah,
Brown
A Knight
movie.
of Cups. That's actually a deep cut based on the last scene in the movie.
I guess it's true. Huh?
Yeah. But yeah, we're talking about Extra. Go to extra.com.
Get a
And
wallet, dude.
when you get a wallet, use the offer code Newbie. There is a link you can click in the product, the podcast description as well, but it's long. You could just go to extra.com. It'll work. Just use the offer code Newbie. That gets you up to 50% off.
It's okay. You can call us products too.
If Extra is listening, go to the link. Go to the link, dude. If you know a rep from Extra, then go to the link, dude, and tell them like, oh yeah, they said it on the podcast. Go to the link. Yeah,
That's been a general problem with their vanity links, that it's case sensitive, and I'm like, why? Well, that hasn't been an issue for a long time for most websites. Why is it case sensitive here?
I didn't realize that there was a way for it to be case sensitive.
Yeah,
exactly. That hasn't been an issue for a very long time for many websites.
It's very sensitive.
Yeah.
But
So
but in the event your dad directly tells you, "Hey, I don't want a wallet for Father's Day," you can be like,
What if he says this wallet disappointed me, just like you have? Then
Well, then you would tell your
get him
well, then,
what?
well, then you would tell your dad to chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
Get him some CBD products or some
Cool him down.
THCA products. Go to House of Wise, because you know what? He's clearly got a chip on his shoulder, and he needs to calm the fuck down. Take some of their stress relief CBD products.
and then
Or,
he'll complete 180. He'll be like, I was
Yeah.
wrong, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, some people have said when they take a CBD or THCA product, it actually has relieved like a pain, like a literal physical pain they did not know they had their whole
Mhm.
life, and they're kind of like,
Okay.
"Oh shit, that went away." Oh my
Wow.
god, I've been so grumpy this whole
The
time.
pain
Oh
of
my-
existing.
Yeah, the
Maybe.
existential pain of existence. Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
I'm down to try.
But House of Wise, it's a woman-owned CBD product business. They also sell THCA pre-rolls. So, but the CBD products are like gummies, chocolates, candles, etc. And you can head on over to houseofwise.co/newbie Star Trek. And if you use our promo code Newbie Star Trek, which is all one word, you'll get 10% off your entire order, and you get free shipping on any order over $69.
Damn. Perfect
So
amount.
again, you can head on over to houseofwise.co/Newbie Star Trek. Use our promo code Newbie Star Trek, all one word, to get 10% off your entire order.
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
Yes, there be Borg.
Yep. Lots of pirates in this episode.
That's what lore sounds like.
Yeah, he's like
Jim was like, I made like a proper data, and then I made a pirate data, and that's lore.
That'd be so cool. Brent Spiner should totally do a big old pirate accent.
You should have played it like Christopher Walken. You know, Lore would have been great as Christopher Walken.
No,
it's crazy. My brother
Christopher Walken would have been great as lore.
Or imagine Ray Romano as Data. Oh, my brother, Lore.
I have no emotions.
I'm sorry. I killed the man.
Wouldn't one of them need to be Brad Garrett?
Yeah, that's true.
Lore would be Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray.
You have to kill everyone, Data.
Yeah.
You're doing a John H. Benjamin. I like it though. I like it a lot.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Lore shows up with 2 katanas and goes spaghetti time.
Yeah. So it starts off and he's playing with like Galileo. Who is he playing with? Einstein, and who's the curly haired?
Einstein, Galileo, and Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking playing himself. You think this is the era where his attendant was beating the shit out of him?
Probably.
Oh
that was happening for a lot of his life. Yeah.
What the fuck?
They probably was like, he was forced to probably do this, dude, to be honest.
But okay, so I looked that up too,
maybe.
because Sarah actually had me looking up a few things about Stephen Hawking, because we just wanted to confirm.
Okay, here, let me just give the context here, because the episode starts, I'm like, oh, who is this cast of characters? We got Stephen Hawking here. Okay, this is an interesting. I kind of was thinking to myself, I'm like, did he get canceled? Was there controversy? I had question marks around some.
He was anti-trans, dude.
Was he really?
No, I'm kidding.
No, he's just saying that.
But you wouldn't be surprised, right? If he was like, I can't really move, but I hate the fucking trans.
He's like, the theory of relativity is not compatible with trans.
Yeah. He's like, the theory of everything, but pick a fucking gender, dude.
Oh, God.
I mean, we there was a brief moment where like he was linked and involved with Epstein documents, but that's been disputed or under investigation. Nothing like super solid there.
Yeah.
There was an email from Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell mentioning a reward to disprove claims that Hawking participated in an underage orgy on Epstein's private island.
How is this guy going to participate in anything, dude? Not to take that away from anybody, dude. I'm just saying, like,
so ableist, Ricardo.
Dude, he was being beat, dude. If you couldn't run from that, do you think he's abusing fucking children, dude?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, the math doesn't add up, Sarah. Like,
also, in 1998,
yes,
Hawking defended the use of animals in medical research, a stance that drew criticism from animals' rights activists.
I mean, we do that.
What kind of animals was he talking about?
We legitimately do that all the time now, and a lot of people justify it by saying it's necessary.
I'm just saying some of the controversies he's been linked to.
I mean, I'm just saying monkeys with guns is not a bad thing. Like I will say it.
That's not animal testing. That's animal freedom.
That's not testing at all. It's really enabling them to have their free will, you know?
Yeah, he was atheist,
their First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constitutional rights.
He's also atheist, with which people had problem with, of course. Religious folk had problems that he was atheist, I think.
Are these allegedly, or are they like?
No, these are actual things that people didn't like him for. I mean, I think it's like, you know.
I mean, is atheism a bad thing?
No, it's not. To me, it's not. But I can see, you know, other people are, of course, religious people are going to be like, how dare you say
the main reason
you know?
why he was a target is because he was outspoken about it and believed that certain concepts in physics, specifically how the universe began, were incompatible with religions. So he was
right.
Yes,
that makes
exactly.
sense. And I agree.
He's saying it pretty outright.
You know, I think it makes sense. You know, his point of view. He also declined knighthood, which I support.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that
is this guy British? I forgot he was awesome. British. Yeah,
he's British. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he declined knighthood in protest against the UK's science funding policies. So I think it is good to decline the knighthood.
So what's the final judgment on his character?
I don't know.
He's
See, that's the
fine.
thing. When he appeared on screen, I wanted to do this deep dive on like his background, because I remember in the news like the Epstein stuff. But then I was like, wait, do we like him? Do we not like him? Is he problematic? I don't know. I'm not sure. So
I think it's fine. I think it's also exhausting to like always have to deeply examine every person you see on camera and go,
well, it's
is
not
this person
exhausting. I mean, I
okay?
also want to know he's a public figure, so
Everyone on television is a public
I'd wanna
figure.
know.
So like you would have to examine like I think at a certain point it's more of like, were they a person, or did they do something really bad? If they did something really bad, it's more well known. But like at the end of the day, like he was a dude.
So his
you know.
condition was also a result of ALS. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. He also was like the vocoder he has, they offered to upgrade it many times, but he was like, oh no, it's become my voice. So he liked having the weird, like non-traditional voice the
I
entire
respect
time.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was like it became his brand.
I wish he would have had a cooler voice.
Yeah, true.
Like, think about it, like mail, motherfucker. You know, like something.
When
something
did
cool.
he pass away?
2018.
2018, you said?
When did he die?
Yeah, 2018.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the good years. You know what I mean? He died. In a good year.
Who else was there?
And when he died, probably Epstein.
At
dude.
the poker game,
No,
I
this
mean.
pervert.
Oh, it was.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
So Galileo, who also unknown pervert, dude. He's talking about holes and Milky Ways and shit, dude.
Not Galileo, it's Isaac Newton.
Oh, okay. and then you have what's his face? Einstein, who notoriously joined the Avengers.
This makeup job on Einstein is not the best in the world.
It's a classic TNG
Yeah,
old person makeup job.
Yeah,
It's pretty
they
bad.
couldn't get the dude that played Einstein in fucking in the fucking Christopher Nolan movie, dude.
Well, that guy was like 5 years old at the time, so it wouldn't have worked.
Was he?
No, I don't know. But the thing is, like, both Isaac Newton and Einstein are old. But why does
But for
Einstein
whatever
look
reason
like?
they needed
Why did they have to make Einstein look like a monster?
And you can't give this bullshit excuse of, well, in the future they get really old, like really, really old.
Yeah, it's
like
just actual Einstein as we remember him. It's not.
Yeah, this is
like a
supposed to be
monster
ideal
Einstein.
Einstein.
Yeah, and we know, like, we have pictures of Einstein from when he had like salt and pepper hair. Why did it have to be like the super?
He was
old,
a greaser. He had like slick back hair.
Yeah, but he
About
was
to
turning
die
into a
Einstein.
monster.
But like, also, why not hire just an older actor?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are we doing this
hire, like,
crazy
Walter
makeup
Matthau
job where it makes
again.
him look like
Yeah,
You know?
a
yeah, I don't know.
monster,
I don't know why they didn't. Yeah, it's very
Anyway.
odd.
What if they
It's a very
hired
odd choice.
like an Einstein impersonator and they didn't realize that he didn't really have like the look down, just like the demeanor and everything else and the knowledge and everything. And then when he got there on the set, it was like, oh shit, he doesn't look anything like him.
Fuck.
He was like,
we didn't do any research and casting.
we interviewed him over the phone.
just got him out of a classified ad.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
how
the
you did
scene's
back then,
fun because this entire scene, every line is an inside joke about physics.
Yeah.
Because when Data is trying to explain the reason why Mercury's orbit acts the way it does when it approaches the sun, Newton goes, I don't want to know about that. I invented physics. And that's because Newtonian physics is incompatible with the quantum mechanics that explains why Mercury does that.
Isaac Newton's such a jerk. He's a huge asshole this game.
I think in real life he was considered a combative person, so I think that's partially why he's also acting that way.
Apparently, I looked up him up enough to at least like research his his relationship to the Apple story, and it turns out that he often told the Apple story himself, but it is widely disputed whether or not it actually hit him on the head.
Yeah.
You think it hit him on the dick? Where did it hit him?
Also,
Probably fell to the ground.
Or never fell, and it's just an idea he thought about. You know,
think it went up? It went up backwards. It went up to.
And then the other thing is that he, Einstein or Stephen Hawking keeps telling Einstein, wrong again. And that's because Stephen Hawking actually made a career out of fixing quantum mechanics that Einstein began. The most famous of which now is Hawking radiation, which sort of explains why black holes are not the end of entropy.
Right.
But Yeah, that's the whole thing is just an insight. It was created because
I wonder how he got, like, if he wanted to be on Star Trek or if they asked him to be, like, what the background is on that. He's
Very
like, I want to do a
specifically-
cameo.
So he went to Paramount Studios to do like a promo shoot for his documentary that was coming out. The doc was based on his book, A Brief History of Time.
He demanded,
And then-
demanded a part in the movie.
And then while he was there, he was like, wait, you guys shoot Star Trek here. I'm a fucking huge fan of Star Trek. Can I just see the set?
Well,
and
he
then
didn't say like that. He said,
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Star Trek.
Ricardo, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking hell, man.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we
you
already
do.
knew that. We already knew
Yeah.
that. We already know he's going to hell. But then
Oh my
he was,
God.
but he kept asking for larger and larger favors. He was like, can I sit in the captain's chair? So they picked him up and put him in the captain's chair. And allegedly he said,
That's
this
not
is
how
the
he said it, Marvin.
Yeah, he said, can you book me a flight on the Epstein Island?
Let him tell a story. Just let him tell a story.
It just keeps accelerating until he's like, may I meet Jeffrey Epstein?
Can you dial up my friend
Who
on
has
your
an
phone?
office on the Paramount lot?
God,
But basically,
no.
he kept accelerating
Oh my
the favors until he eventually was like, "Can I be on the show?" And then they were like,
I'm
"You
going
know
to
what?
hell for laughing at
We'll
this."
write you a scene.
What's
We'll
funny
write
is
you a
that
scene."
I
Yeah.
used to spend like a fair amount of time trying to perfect impressions of lines of Stephen Hawking I heard for like Simpsons and Futurama.
Stop, Dan. Stop
yeah.
it. Stop
Well,
it
Just for
right now,
accuracy's
Dan.
sake. And
It's a vocoder.
Stop
and
it.
refraining
Can you
from
recite us some?
Yeah, let's do it.
if you are looking for trouble, you found it.
That's pretty good.
Your idea of a donut-shaped universe intrigues me, Homer.
Yeah.
I may have to steal it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was accused of
Damn.
stealing ideas
voice?
from his grad students.
Oh,
yeah, so
yeah,
that's
probably.
why. That's
Everyone
why he said
does it,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Time for
but-
this hawk to fly. Wrong button.
The best part is they did like
Like,
literally just have him come
really good.
and then just record the vocoder when they did those lines. Like he actually came in. Like they didn't
Yeah.
just say bring the vocoder and do it. He wanted to come in and do everything.
I mean,
so-
Hawking did famously have like a pretty like a big sense of humor. He always wanted
Yes.
to poke fun at himself.
Yes, he always poked fun at himself, and yeah, and then like apparently Brent Spiner said, out of literally everything he's ever done in Star Trek, this scene with Stephen Hawking is his favorite thing he's ever done. So I guess he's a huge fan.
He took me to Epstein Island afterwards, so it's great.
It's a great time.
No, he didn't go to Epstein Island,
We
everyone.
don't know
As far
that,
as
dude.
we know,
We don't know that.
as far as we know, because otherwise there's
Unconfirmed.
flight manifests that list
Unconfirmed.
lots of
Allegedly.
other people, but
You mean
he's
like
not
the ones
listed
But
on
that-
them.
he
that
was
the-
brought up
that
in
the
an
Trump-
email.
Remember the
Yeah.
guys remember the list that the Trump administration's like, see, we released the Epstein files. You're like, yeah, but they're all redacted, you fucking twats.
Yeah,
And it's the same list from like a while ago.
yeah.
But they were waving it around like, look at we're the liberators of information. God damn it.
Don't worry, they'll bring justice to all of them.
Yes, dude.
Yeah. It's gonna be so fair.
Yeah, for sure, dude. No pardons there. So he gets called, Data gets called, and they all go away. So I noticed this thing that was really cool. So you see the title card,
Mhm.
and then the next scene is Picard comes in through the door, through the lift. And then I thought I saw somebody with the mohawk, but it wasn't. But I thought, man, that's cool. If I was wondering what the protocol for like, is there like a code of the dress code besides the uniform? Like, could you have like, because Worf has long hair. What are
Right.
the rules
Well,
for like hair?
the earring thing.
Well, that one extra you're talking about, she has shown up a few times. So
Yeah.
Don't they not let people wear earrings? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Really?
they made an exception.
But beards are okay.
Well, Riker made an exception for not Kira.
Okay, good.
Ro.
Gosh, Ro.
and that
Yeah.
was actually is
Yeah.
Picard who made the exception. Riker was the one who directly said, and that was actually Riker being a dickhead because Worf has
Right.
always been given
I
an
thought he
exception.
came around. No,
No, it was
Or
Picard
am
at the very end of Ensign Ro where they're on the planet, and she's like, "Well, I have one condition if you want me to perform or serve on the Enterprise."
Perform.
And then
Ah,
and then
okay.
she puts the earring on. But that was Riker being kind of a hypocrite because they've always given Worf an exception for his Klingon sash. That's very specifically a cultural thing for him.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
he does have the sash. Yeah.
yeah, he's had that from the beginning. And so that was just Riker being a
Yeah,
dick.
fuck
in
that. If he
episode.
can wear his fucking sash, somebody can wear an earring. Come on. Like,
I mean, this all
Especially
came up
since-
when we discussed it.
Yeah, especially since Rose thing, like Worf doesn't actually need to wear the sash. It's basically him. It's equivalent of him being like, "Oh, I'm Korean, so I'm going to wear a hanbok everywhere." You know, it's like that's calm down.
What the hell
Whereas
is a
like
hanbok?
with like traditional Korean like dress, but then like
yeah, imagine if I was in the crew, I'm like, my people come from Mexico. I'm gonna wear a sombrero, a fucking mariachi.
I gotta wear some. Yeah,
Now, is it just a traditional garment, or is it like a mark of honor of some like specific title or any sort of like distinguished thing?
Oh,
he doesn't have a.
I got it,
He doesn't
Dan.
have a title. He's never
Yeah.
served in the Klingon military, so
yeah.
it's just
I have to show up with a bandolero, my fucking
Mhm.
6-shooter,
yeah.
and my fucking my Western boots that are made out of fucking snake.
Yeah.
You need to
Love
have
it.
your sacatripe on the back of your
Yep.
belt. You know, you need to have your
Yep.
spurs on.
Yep.
You know, you need all
I
this.
love it.
You never know when things are gonna go down. There's a snake, dude.
You're basically like the
Mhm.
Mexican version of a Sikh who needs to wear the headdress and the
Yeah.
knife. You know,
Yeah.
like you
Oh, yeah.
just need to have it. You have to.
I
have
need to
it.
have
Yeah.
it, dude. So they get hailed from this fucking like base, right? This space station.
Yes,
And they're
there's
like-
a
they're like,
planet.
hey,
there's an outpost. Yeah,
But like no one's answering, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" So they go down there, and everyone's fucking shot, dude. It looks like
Yeah.
the bar in Desperado, dude, where everyone's been shot.
Mm.
But you know what's so crazy is that Riker rolls up and like with no urgency, he's just like walking around, kind of. He's not like.
yeah.
I mean, I would immediately go, dude. Everyone's dead here. Send more people. We gotta be ready, dude. Like, how are they not fucking just armed to the teeth, dude? You know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't understand, dude. It feels like
or like armor or like
yeah.
one thing I've thought ever since like they brought it up again in Timescape where they're like, oh, if you wear this armband, it puts like a bubble around you, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't they have like personal shields that way
Yeah.
when they're going
They
to like a
really
dangerous?
should. They absolutely should.
Was that addressed on some episode? I feel like it was at some point.
I don't know.
Didn't
maybe.
they fashion a personal shield for Worf in the Western like, thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
they
his
did.
Data's?
They did. They can totally make personal shields. If
Yeah,
you
they
know
just
you're
don't want
going
to.
to a really dangerous area, why not just get a shield go? So many
It's
people
not
died in this
cost-effective.
episode from incidental fire.
It's all right.
I hate that about this episode, dude. So they're like, oh, we gotta open this door for no reason,
Right.
and he's like, all right, let's open this door, and fucking Data like just breaks the thing open, the whole control panel, and fucking opens it up, and there's a
Yeah.
fucking Borg in there, dude. But he's
Right
like,
there.
The Borg
he's like low energy
hiding.
because he doesn't immediately like because it goes to
He's
commercials
low
and he's
energy.
just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like he's on low
Low
power mode.
vibrational Borg.
His appearance is kind of like, it's a season finale, bitch. That's kind of what it feels like.
He's got to pause for the commercial break. He's like, oh, it's commercial break. I gotta stand still.
Yes,
Make
yes.
sure that I look good.
And then so he shoots instead of shooting Data, who's right in front of him. He tries to shoot another guy, and then Data just blasts him, dude. Bam.
He likes
kills him.
Data. 'cause he
And
doesn't
then so
wanna
they
kill
all take
Data.
cover,
Data's cool.
and they're shooting everybody. And then this dude just starts like going like humanoid, Vulcan, android, and he's like, oh, his name's Data. And so like everyone's blasting each other, and this one dude comes out of nowhere, and this guy is nimble as fuck, dude. This guy must have gone to like that country where like Gymkhana took place, dude, because he's fucking doing some fucking moves, dude, hitting Data, and then Data blocks him, and he's about to overtake Data, and he's like, "My body, my choice," or what did he say? No, this
What?
is my town. What does he say?
What?
He says,
What did
"Get
Data
off
say
my
to the
plane."
dude? Get off my plane, you fucking twat. He says
I mean,
something
he just
to
says
them.
stop it
Oh
repeatedly.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Data just says stop. Yeah.
Yeah, stop. That's
That's a weird thing to say.
I don't know
I don't
you.
know.
Well,
It's
I
like
think
a
I think
weird-
I think it might be
like, I
that
don't
Data
know.
is for the first time fearing like, hey, ow, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
Well,
it's like sort of-
isn't he's holding the guy and saying stop.
the other
to
guy's
him,
choking
so-
him back.
Yeah.
So they're
He's-
choking each
He's
other.
holding him at a
Okay.
bay,
Yeah.
but he's getting choked out, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
he-
it's just a weird thing to say. Whatever.
So
Yeah.
he starts saying, no, my body. And then he fucking just starts fucking. He throws him against the goddamn wall, dude, and he kills this.
Well, he
dude.
kung fu's him first. He
Yeah.
goes whoosh, whoosh, and
then he
the-
fucking beats the shit out of him, dude.
Yeah.
And he likes it, dude. He's like,
Not only
you know
that,
dude.
once he's already dead on the floor, he picks up his body and slams it on the wall like a fighting.
You know what
game
vibe
villain.
he gave me off? He gave off like remember Chong Li from fucking Bloodsport when he killed the guy from Revenge of the Nerds. And then he stomped him again, dude. And he just because he like it gave me that fucking vibe, dude. Like he's like this guy Data could be in Bloodsport, you know?
Data's got a taste for blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This
he
episode should have been
smirks.
named Taste for
Yeah.
Blood.
Oh,
There's no taste.
Taste
There's
for
no
Borg
taste.
blood.
There's no taste like the taste of
I like
sweet,
that.
sweet blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing quenches your thirst like the blood of another being.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. We
Blood
can
of
work
your
on the title.
enemies.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so the Borg are like, "Fuck, this guy killed somebody." Yeah. And then so he's like, "Oh, Tim's down. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's cheese it." And then they get on the fucking ship and they fucking
Yeah, they escape.
they
Like the
Predator
whole
out of there, like Predator.
But like the whole scene, the Borg are not acting like the Borg. So they're using
Yeah.
weapons they don't normally use. They have like arm cannons now, which
Yeah.
they never had before.
They also like refer to each other and care about each other.
yeah,
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
I will
No.
avenge Torsus, you know, like and
They use
stuff like-
first
so-
person
And they're
pronouns.
calling each other's name.
Yeah.
They're using pronouns. They're referring to it's just these
Well,
are
first
clearly
person
not your
specifically.
normal.
yeah.
Yeah,
These are clearly not your
Yeah.
normal Borg.
To keep saying
Yeah,
homie.
yeah.
No, not that homie.
Homie.
And-
Watch out,
And
They're
homie.
moving with
Not my
hustle.
homie.
They have hustle now.
Watch out, homie.
They do have hustle, and then
Yeah.
and then they Predator out of there. They fucking go invisible and they fucking disappear. And then the ship for being that big, dude, it is fast, dude. It's like
Yeah.
and just like the Predators, they opened up a portal and they're
Mm.
out, dude.
Mm.
And
Really? The Predators do that?
Predators in the new one, they open up portals to like sort of like wormholes and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so Predators have
Yeah,
wormhole power. Okay.
Yeah, dude. You
So-
have any questions about Predators? Come and ask me, dude.
So they're
I'd
part of the
love
Federation
If you have any-
because they have warp
If you have
travel.
any more questions,
Yeah, they're a federation of predators.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like they could join. Could Predators join the Federation? You know?
No, I feel like they would. And as soon as they encountered an enemy, they would fucking rip out their fucking spinal column, dude.
But
And
they
I
only
feel
do
like-
it. But they do it specifically in sporting scenarios, right? Like they don't.
But
just
also,
fight.
if I'm fighting you and I'm predator and I kill you, I gotta take a trophy, dude.
Well, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You're. This is like what I'm saying is what is fundamentally the difference between Predators and Klingons? Like
That predator does not have to fight. I don't know.
Klingons know how to fight. They're
They have
strong.
cooler weapons. Predators have cooler weapons.
I mean, Klingons have big
Predators
swords.
can cloak themselves, dude,
So do Klingons, literally.
but not their bodies.
Yeah, they cloak their birds of prey.
Yeah, dude.
but I'm just saying, you know.
I'm just saying,
Kind of like that
I-
DS9 race that had that like Tosk guy that
Oh, yeah,
served as
yeah.
prey. Only that
Oh yeah,
they have
Those
like an
guys are-
embedded prey prey class in their own society, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem very
And
predator like.
So they go back, and so everyone goes back to their ships, and everyone's like, "Dude, if Data was acting a little weird, dude. He was all horned up, dude. When he was killing that dude, felt a little odd. We should watch him."
You know what's fucking
And-
great though? Data
Yeah.
himself takes himself off duty immediately and says
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Hey, something weird's going on. I need to figure this shit out."
I've been compromised, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what?
Immediately.
because he knows how to follow. He should be the captain, dude. Because
100%.
to this day,
Mm.
I don't trust fucking Picard, dude. I think
Mm.
Picard's a piece of shit, dude. He should have stood down. To this day, now here, presently on Star Trek TNG,
Mm.
I think Riker should be co-captain. So because
Mm.
he's still compromised, because here are a few things.
Mm.
So the lady from one of the ladies calls him, right, from Starfleet, right, calls Picard.
Admiral Nechayev. Well, she doesn't
Yeah.
call him. She shows up.
She shows
she's
up.
there in the
And
in the
she's like,
ship. Yeah.
Why the fuck did you let the other Tim go? The guy you guys have caught.
Right.
Hugh.
So at this point, they are suspicious that the Borg have changed
Hugh.
personality because because they released Hugh, and Hugh was
Hugh-
the first
Oh,
self-actualized Borg. So they think
Yeah,
that
and
he may have
all
something.
he could talk about was like starting a magazine with like nude Borgs, and they're like, "Whoa, that's interesting." Okay,
yeah.
that's fascinating.
yeah,
Play
Hugh
Borg.
Borg. Borg
Play
Hefner.
Borg.
Play
Yeah.
Borg.
Yeah, play Borg. And so
With very good articles. Yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, you only buy it for the articles, really. Like, look,
Mhm.
Sure.
the pictures are nice. They're tasteful. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yes, tasteful.
It's partial circuits, not full circuits.
Mhm.
So Picard's like looking out the window and shit, and I don't trust Picard, dude. I don't trust him at all, dude. The Borg has been inside of him, and he hasn't been checked
Yeah.
for STDs at all.
Admiral Nechayev weirdly fully trusts it because she's kind of like,
yeah,
well, I'm going to give you command of your own little armada. And then,
but here's the thing:
considering how much she hates Borg, she should be very distrustful of Picard in particular as former Locutus.
like I thought the discussion would be that you're like, why did you let Hugh go? Is it because you're still sympathetic to the Borg? Because
That's how it should have gone. Yeah, that's what
how it
should
should
have
have gone, dude. Yes.
Yeah, but then that's never brought up. Everyone just assumes the Locutus thing is a bygone thing, and the Hugh thing.
I don't
is
like that, dude. I don't like that, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I will give them points for like nodding to continuity at all. Like the fact that they utilized Hugh for like the plot of this episode is good. I just really hope that they eventually let us know what actually happened to him. Because at the end of this episode, we still don't know.
Yeah, because it turns out
Well, maybe that'll be in part 2.
Yeah.
I hope.
The Ocho. Is it me or does the lady Pachayevsky? Doesn't she look like a mixture of like Kathy and Paris Hilton? Like
who's Kathy Hilton?
You mean Kathy Griffin
Hilton
and Paris Hilton?
Kathy Hilton.
I don't know who
Kathy
that is.
Hilton.
She's like the heir. Paris Hilton's mom. She's the heir to the Hilton
It's
fortune.
the mom, yeah.
Yeah. She kind of looks
I don't
like
know.
the Hiltons, right? A little bit, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I have
Sarah,
no
you know
idea.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
And so
A little
anyway,
bit.
so she's talking to Paris Hilton, and she's like, and Paris
She
Hilton's like,
does
"Oh."
look like, yeah, I agree with you on that.
See,
Yeah.
I thought I was speaking nonsense, but thank you for tying me up. Dude.
Yeah.
So I don't see if I was Pachayevsky or AKA Paris Hilton, I would have been like, you know what? Because remember you kill those people as Borg. I think for the time being, for the next few weeks, Riker, anybody's in charge.
Yeah.
Or the serial killer you have on board, known as fucking Beverly Crusher, she could be in charge. I don't give a shit. But they don't. They're like, okay, we'll give you fucking Armada.
She
dude.
should have been like, it's kind of weird. I feel like two of your top 3 commanding officers seem compromised. What's going on this ship?
Yeah.
Because Data is out of commission because he's starting to feel emotions. And Picard has a history of being a Borg and letting Borg go.
Yeah.
So considering how hardline she is, she should have been like, are we really trusting the Enterprise here? Like, this is a weird ship.
Yeah, I didn't really think it through before, but like the fact that he let it go after being Locutus before should have put a lot of eyes on him in general from Starfleet.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he should have been like summoned back to the Federation headquarters and been like, "The fuck happened?"
They should have given him the light test. How many lights are we holding, you fucker?
You know, like accusations of propaganda, something, you know?
Yeah. Just an investigation at least.
Yes,
dude.
or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then basically like he goes, Data goes to what's her face? Girl, what's the feelings?
We're waiting.
Troy?
Troy.
Oh, I thought, why did you tell him?
Oh, damn.
Why
He
did-
goes to-
Sorry.
He goes to Troy. He
No,
goes
you're
to
fine.
Troy.
Trying to see how long it took.
She goes
It's
to
only
Troy,
been like a couple years at this point.
and,
More than
and
a couple. It's been,
And,
it's been more.
he goes, hey, I'm compromised, baby. And she's like, what's going on? He's like, dude,
Baby.
I got angry. And she's like, that's good. Aren't you looking to like expand your emotions and you're more human? That's
Anger's a
human.
fun emotion.
I
Yeah.
don't think he's there to like really confess about like
Yeah.
I got
No,
angry,
no,
but more like I've
no.
been trying to feel shit, but
Yeah.
nothing's working, and I'm afraid that there's only one way it can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically he's like, and then I feel another emotion. And I thought he was going to say, I was horned up, dude, when I killed that dude. And he
He
kind
kinda
of did.
was.
He
Wait,
kinda did.
they mentioned
Yeah.
they do
he's-
mention that, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
He mentions that he got all a little aroused, dude, a little chubster.
That's
When
He
he
so
wanted to be
weird.
horny instead of angry, and it didn't work.
Yeah, didn't work. So he's like,
Anger and horniness hand in hand.
oh yeah,
You know?
Oh, there was one scene
day, every
before
day.
this where he's discussing his diagnostics with Geordi that kind of frustrated me because Data was like, well, I felt angry. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, you could describe it.
Yes.
And then Geordi was like, well, I can describe it for you.
Oh,
It's like
Jordy
you're being-
did a terrible job.
Such a
describing
terrible
anger.
job.
I know.
It was like, I was like, there's so many ways you can answer this question. You're doing it in the worst way possible. And it's
Yeah,
very
just-
frustrating.
He just keeps using synonyms, and you could just be like,
I'm like, you're
when
just
you're angry,
using synonyms.
it makes you want to like yell.
It makes you want to
or, like-
punch a wall. It makes you want
Yeah.
to like kick
Like-
somebody, you know?
Yeah, your body responds involuntarily to perceived wrongs.
Yes.
Or you want to scream into a pillow, or you want to cry.
Yeah. Other perceived wrongs after or while you are angry is heightened because you are still angry, you know? So, I mean, like,
Maybe you're considering fewer options due to your, emotional state, often in favor of aggressive choices.
your logic is messed up because you're acting emotional and not logical. Come
Yeah.
on.
Do you find your normal logical decision making compromised in any sort of way? Like there's so many things.
Yeah, your senses get sharpened.
Even that might be.
Well, anger is
'Cause
also a
adrenaline
very
helps.
motivating. It's a very motivating force. Like to be angry, you can do, and you find the strength to do and say things that you never would do. So I don't think it's a
are
negative.
describing
Wait, hold on.
me on a daily basis.
Also,
What?
I just thought
Yes.
we have
Yes.
also seen Data nearly kill someone in the past. He, in his mind,
Mhm.
was intending to kill that collector guy when
Oh,
he
yeah.
fired off the phaser.
But
while
he
transporting.
didn't get aroused. He just felt like killing him.
Well, like he concluded that killing him was the most it was the best course
logical
of
choice.
action.
Yeah, in his mind, he was like, I don't really have a choice. I think the bigger outcome of that is that he was able to lie to Riker afterward.
Right.
That was the big thing.
Yes.
Where he could come to the conclusion that the collector does need to die after exhausting all options. But that was the really creepy part where he was like, oh, he's lying again. He's lying now. And I don't know.
I mean, I don't
So-
know if this should scare us about Data or AI in
I
general.
think that's
that
like
he's-
the intent. Like the intent is to make Data like suddenly scary because now that he's finally feeling emotions, which he supposedly never has.
I mean, do we want AI to feel feelings like that?
Well,
I don't know.
if
don't know.
if they are,
Well, in
if they,
Data's case, he is like a danger because he is very physically strong and like he is an entity that can act as an independent agent.
so that's the it's kind of the X-Men problem where they're kind of being like, well, why can't he be angry? It's like, well, because he's very powerful. And it's
Mhm.
like the X-Men problem is like, well, why can't they have the same civil rights? It's like, well, sometimes if one of them gets angry enough, they can destroy a city. So
Yes.
I mean,
Right.
that's
Although,
kind of
to be fair to the episode, I don't think they're really going through that here. It just seems like
Yeah,
Data
no.
himself seems pretty
Yeah.
concerned with like
It's-
becoming an anger-based, being or some
yeah.
such,
It's
so.
more of his own personal concern that because he doesn't want to go through what he perceives are negative emotions. And then Deanna does go, well, anger can be righteous anger, so it doesn't have to
Right.
be a bad thing. But
Yeah.
I think I also disagree with her when she says, "Oh, jealousy is a bad."
She's like, jealousy leads
emotion.
to temptation, and temptation leads to anger.
You said
Because
like
sometimes-
little good can come from it,
Yeah.
which a
Anger-
little
and
good
she's like,
can.
anger leads to the dark side. So basically, like the next thing that happens is that they run into some Borg, dude. Again, they're chasing the goddamn ship that appears again, and they're going after it. And this time, 3 dudes appear, or 2 dudes appear on the bridge,
Right.
and they immediately shoot non-essential people. Like they shoot frickin' Franklin, dude. Who like,
Yeah.
what did Franklin do, dude? Why didn't they shoot Riker, dude? He was closer. They're not shooting people who are closer. They must have bad aim, dude. These guys must be cholos, dude, doing drive-bys because they have horrible aim. So they shoot Franklin, and Riker's like, Franklin's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. He just walks away.
Yeah,
It's a
he's
season
like, fuck it.
finale. They got to kill
Yeah.
some people.
Fuck it, dude.
Kill a
Yeah.
bunch of people. They killed a lady on the planet too.
Yeah, another like rando at the end too.
As soon as they have an away team, and you're like, there's like a random person on their
It's
their
like, okay, when
away
is he
team,
gonna die?
that person's dead. Like
Yeah.
like there's no
Yeah.
way they're gonna.
So
it's the red shirt phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, one of the Borg didn't die. Let's wake him up, dude. And so he's still alive, and he's like, nah, my name's Tim, dude. And then Picard does something that immediately I would have shot Picard, dude. Because he's like, you fucking answer to me. You tell me the truth, dude. My name's Taco Loco, or what's his name? Loco what?
Locutus of the Borg.
Locutus.
No, I want
Locutus from the Borg, dog. And he's like, you tell me what the fuck's going on, man. Who's in charge, pal? And he's like, nah, dog. Nah, homie. And so he's like,
he just starts listing off ways to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is that I'm like, I don't like that Picard did that, dude. I don't even I just don't like it, dude. Get him off it.
Yeah.
Dude. And so then Data stays behind, and he's doing tastes, and he's basically he's fucking with he's doing the old Hannibal Lecter trick to Data, which is like, dude, do you like the way you feel, dude? You all hard, dude, when you killed somebody? And he's like, yeah, I loved it, dude. And he's like, would you kill, who's your best friend? He's like, the dude with the predator eyes.
Well, an important detail though is that the guy, the Borg, turns the switch on his wrist. And that's pretty
something
important.
glowy and green happens on his arm before he begins with the
moment he turns that switch on, you can see that Brent Spiner's performance changes. Like literally, he goes from
clear they're implying that I feel like the Borg have some type of ability to control somebody or something.
I don't think it's controlling him. I think it's unlocking something in him because of lore.
I think what it's doing, and I don't know this for sure, because just to preface, Descent, when I was watching Star Trek a lot, showed up a lot on BBC America for me, but I never saw the second part. It barely showed. I think I have seen it before, but I don't remember it very well. But I remember Descent pretty well. But in general, I always got the feeling that what's going on is that it sort of broadcasts the emotions that Lore is feeling at that moment.
Yeah.
Because I imagine Lore is connected to all of the Borg.
This feels like a spoiler.
No, I don't know for sure. I genuinely don't remember.
How about you maybe set this one out.
Okay.
Just in case.
I mean, that is basically my theory for now as well.
I genuinely do not remember.
Well, my theory is just that he's broadcasting lore in general. That's
what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think he basically broadcasts lore.
It's not controlling him at all. I think it's just unlocking something in him that is
I think it's more of we create a mini collective consciousness, like the way Borgs do in general. And because that's shared, he's sharing his emotions. That's all. Yeah. That's what I think is going on.
He's like, would you kill your friend Lori in order to feel that again? And he's like, oh yeah, I would, dude.
Yeah, Lori's dead.
Are you only saying Lori because we keep on talking about lore?
Yeah, dude.
Lori.
What's his name?
Jordy.
Jordy. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I'd kill Jordy, dude.
Okay, in that moment, I was laughing my ass off because it's like, are you serious? We're going there immediately to kill your best friend.
Yeah,
and Data's kind of yeah, I do it.
I would do it.
And so that's why, as soon as he asked that question, I was like, say yes.
Yeah.
So,
the funny part is literally so 5 sentences before he says, "I can't do that. That's unethical." And then 30 seconds later, he's like, "Yeah, I would.
Let's kill him.
Let's be real.
Kill my best friend. I love killing best friends.
This guy feels so good."
And then meanwhile on the bridge, not Lori, Jordy he's plugging away, dude. He's doing the finger jockey thing, dude. Fucking typing, dude. And he's like, dude. He's like, I figured out the gravy train. They get into the gravy train, and they get into the river, and they go on Splash Mountain. The race is right, dude. And they come out, and they get.
He's talking about he's talking about the wormhole everyone travels through. Yeah. That's all.
Oh right, okay. I was not following myself.
I know. That was very confusing.
So then they figured out how they travel so fast, dude.
Yeah, and they've invented a way of traveling that is faster than any known technology ever.
Lots of season finale grades special effects on display.
By the way,
yeah.
Do they ever explain because what's warp? Is it faster than light speed?
Warp 1 is the speed of light. Okay. Every warp beyond that.
Stop there. Okay. Don't need to know any more of that.
Okay.
So when they go back to Earth, has it just aged years?
No,
don't worry about that.
They don't take that into
account. Don't you
account.
Fucking worry about that.
The idea is supposed to be that the idea is supposed to be that when you go into warp, you enter a warp bubble. The warp bubble maintains your sense of relativity as you're traveling faster than the speed of light.
But what if the little bubble breaks?
Oh, then the warp stops.
Oh, I don't like this. Okay. All right. Well, this is for another day. So anyway, so while they're figuring out the little fucking wormhole, Data leaves with fucking Tim and they're out, dude. They took a transport. They go to the little wormy timey hole. And then Jordy's like, I figured it out. It's easy, dude. Just fucking calculus, dude.
Yeah.
Easy fucking calculus problem, dude. Solved. And so they send the away team with
Just
Jordy.
shoot tachyons at it.
They shoot
Fucking tachyons.
Riker
Yeah.
and Worf through the hole and some other dudes that will probably die. And they're like, how long has he been here? How long has the ship been here? It's like, oh, like 2-3 hours. So he's gone and they're like, what the fuck is he? Where's this guy, dude? So then they're like, Picard's like, everyone's going, dude.
On the yellowest planet in existence.
Yeah.
California.
And here's what I thought. Here's where my mind
New Vegas,
went,
California.
where my mind kind of went, because I was like, okay, clearly it was filmed here in LA.
Yeah.
But I thought my imagination ran wild. The reason I said, how does time work when they're in warp, is because when they come out of the wormhole, they're like, oh, it's like 65 light years, whatever, from where we were. I thought they were going to do a whole like Planet of the Apes ending where they're like, oh my God, it's fucking Earth, dude. You know what I mean?
But that would happen every time they go into warp.
I know.
Yeah, and they've been flung out to like, extreme distances like several times now.
I know.
Yeah.
But look, my imagination ran wild. But anyway, they're landing on this planet and then they're like, Picard's like, we got to send everybody out. And then Geordi's like, yeah, you got to leave somebody in charge, dude. And who does he leave in charge? The most ruthless fucking killer, dude. The killer of killers, aka Beverly Crusher. AKA
this is we don't have many seasons left. Let's just let Beverly do this now.
Yeah. She's gonna kill a bunch of people.
At this point, everyone has been in charge of the bridge at least once.
Yeah.
The Beverly is the last one.
You think people that were on the bridge who were actually like next in command, they were like, God damn nepotism, dude. Had it again, dude.
She is technically next in line. That's why.
It's because they depleted everyone else above her. Literally everyone else.
Once Deanna, I think the chain of command technically is.
What about Marvin? What about the night crew, dude? The night crew?
They're not officers. They're not like high-ranking officers, though. So that's
how do you know that, dude?
Well, because there's a chain of command which they established in the show. This is all explained.
I'm just saying, you don't leave this lady in charge, dude.
Well, I mean, she actually has the authority to take the captain out of power.
Dude, a couple episodes ago, she disobeyed. She didn't show up for a fucking like congressional hearing, dude, because you're trying to go into the fucking sun. This person is unstable. She's a killer. We don't know if she killed her husband. We don't know.
Every single person on this crew is like has no leg to stand on in terms of like being.
That's the thing. Yeah,
uncompromised or like everyone has dirt now.
Yeah.
You know what?
Okay, so Picard was a Borg.
One person's dirty.
Geordi was a Manchurian candidate. Riker was mind controlled three times.
He was a predator. He was one of those venom predators.
Yeah,
one of the belly people.
He was one of the belly people. Remember?
Oh, Geordi was Geordi was a belly. Yeah. And then
Geordi was a belly.
Yeah, he was a belly.
Riker was mind controlled 3 times. Deanna was also mind controlled at least
by some sirens, dude. So he's probably got some.
Yeah, Deanna was mind controlled at least twice
and turned into a jealous hag.
And had a baby.
Yeah,
a grown baby.
Yes. Yeah, and Beverly is just a war criminal in general. So nobody's qualified to run the ship.
Not alleged, dude. She was brought up, dude.
I didn't say alleged. I said in general. So
yeah, I'm just saying like this isn't like she might have no. This lady has been involved in inquiries in fucking congressional hearings. She is like on a list, dude. You know?
Like the main thing I want to know now is like, is this just like all there is to this, or will Beverly being left in the captain's seat actually factor into the next episode? Like that would be interesting to see.
I legitimately do not remember.
Yeah, I'm assuming you don't.
I wonder that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they go on different teams on the planet, and then the one team that ends up finding this building. That, by the way, this building, it's probably not...
It's Power Rangers headquarters, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the most famous thing it's known for.
Yeah, it's the Brandeis Bardon Institute in Simi Valley.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This building also looked like the building... Remember the old couple that the dude was like... He was like Galactus? Like he was controlling... Like they were...
No, it wasn't that building.
It wasn't that building.
Because it wasn't... Okay.
Because they lived in like a house.
Yeah, they lived in a house.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Similar terrain though, very California.
So they go in and the inside looks. There was a game show / TV show that was hosted by Bruce Lee's daughter. And it was like fake. Remember that? It was a fake sketch. It was like fake fighting. It was like Mortal Kombat, but it meets like.
We keep on talking about this.
Yeah.
It's like that WEC something Masters.
You mean WMAC Masters, you mean?
Yeah, WMAC
Maybe.
Masters.
Yeah. World Martial Arts Championships. Yeah.
That
But
had
it
a
was
bunch of
also-
Mortal
it also
Kombat
had-
people in it.
It also had skits, right? It also had like sketches, like
Yeah,
like-
and it was like visually kind of based on like Mortal Kombat because
and a little bit like American Gladiator, right? Because she was interviewing people
Yeah.
and like doing stuff. Like
Okay,
that.
I did not know that was Bruce Lee's daughter who was
Yeah, bro.
I guess it's Shannon Lee.
Yeah, deep
so
cut, dude.
I didn't know that.
So
Oh,
anyway,
well, there
this
you
looks
go.
like this looks kind of like the dojo area, like here, like because like she would stand above the thing and like kind of like
Oh, you're talking about the
Talk.
interior, like with the
Yeah,
flags and
yeah,
all
right?
that.
Oh, yeah, like their
It
hangout
reminded me
area.
of like past
Yeah.
Klingon halls or like
Reminds me of like, I don't know, like Nazi Germany or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
really.
Yeah, because it's like
Red
it's like
and
this
black.
Just the
oppressive hall with
iconography of,
red and
Yeah.
black banners.
This is too tacky
like,
for them, dude. They had more
the
stuff.
Nazis were incredibly tacky. What are you talking about?
Nah,
Like
dude.
they're. like
so
the-
anyway,
Like the
So-
entire Nazi like visual iconograph is like corny. It's only backed up by the fact that there is like this extreme ideology behind it. Like, but if you look at them, but it's why it's so easy for a movie like The Producers to make fun of it because it looks stupid in retrospect. Like,
so all there's three. There's Picard, there's Geordi, and then there's Deanna Troi, and this dude who looks confused as shit, dude.
Yeah.
There's a scene
Yeah,
where like they come
the
out of
guy
the room
will
and he's like, he panics and they immediately shoot him, dude. He panics.
well, he
and they
knows.
shoot the
He
fuck out of
knows.
him.
yeah, he knows why he's
Right.
there. He's there to die.
They shoot the fuck out of him. And
What
then,
if like non-named ensigns that are on away missions, they're like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, like they know existentially that they are
Yeah.
there in the plot only to die and they're just waiting. And it's
Mm.
that's why that character is so scared.
he's like, this is, and he's been on a bunch of away missions where like he thought that was, he's like, this is the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
mission.
he-
Oh my god! And he's like, I survived another fucking day, dude.
Maybe I'm a protagonist.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
maybe I'll get bumped to day player. And
Yeah,
so then
yeah.
they come out.
If they
of
give me a
nowhere, dude.
line, surely I won't die. And then
They come out of the shadows like fucking ninjas, dude.
Like a surprise
robot
party.
ninjas. Yeah. And then I'm telling you, this looks like a fucking ninja fucking dojo, dude. Because then what's his face comes out and he's wearing all black, dude. And you think it's Data, and no, dude, it's fucking Lore, dude.
yeah.
And
It
then he's
even
like,
reminds me of Encounter at Far Point, like the judgment,
The judge,
place
yeah,
that
the
Q
judge
made
hall, yeah.
for them all.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it kind of reminds me of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
even.
Yeah,
and he's
I
like,
think that.
he's like, together, me and my homie, my bro, my carnal. And he comes out and he's like, hey, what's up, guys? And he's like, yes, we
Laura's
are
wearing like
Borg.
this like sweater armor.
Yeah.
It's like this weird. It was this odd outfit he had that like makes him look buffer. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna adjust my rating.
Here we go.
I'm gonna go with an 8.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the 7 just because this is now
Ocho.
what? Oh, your score. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at a 7 just because I am now been trained by TNG to believe every season cliffhanger is a mystery box episode that they're not going to resolve well. I legitimately don't know what happens
Are
in
you
the next
saying that
episode.
J.J. Abrams was involved this early on?
What I'm saying is that the accusations of Star Trek doing mystery boxes started way earlier.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of exciting action and stuff happening, but a lot of it is like this technical procedural stuff, and then
It's pretty jargony,
like-
the way they navigate
pretty-
through the plot of what happens.
Right.
yeah, I think the best part is actually Brent Spiner's performance when he is being like converted in that like interrogation scene. That's actually pretty good. But I think in general, I mean, and it's also like always interesting to see Picard being extra angry whenever Borg are involved in the scenario. Like he's kind of a different captain whenever the Borg show up. Like he always they're going to I think they go to Red Alert 4 times in this episode. because there's a lot going on, and that all that is different and interesting and ups the stakes and heightens things.
Mhm.
But otherwise, I'm sort of like, is this really gonna lead somewhere? I mean, like, it literally ends with Data showing up and being like, I'm betraying the Federation. How can they ever go back from that? That
Well,
alone,
they will.
I know, but
They will.
like, what will they? Will they?
They'll find a way.
I mean,
will it be
yeah,
good?
which makes you like pretty confident. That's like, well, there's got to be a way for them to just hand wave the fact that it's not actually Data's fault, which means it's Lore's fault, which means that the green glowy thing must be Lore's doing somehow, and
But it can't happen
Yeah.
that many. If Data acts, this is the second time Data has betrayed the Enterprise very deeply. Like,
well, it's not like it's only him who betrays the Enterprise deeply.
that's true. But he's extra
Like at any
dangerous.
given moment, you can say Picard was Locutus and killed thousands of people.
But
Mhm.
arguably, Data is the most dangerous member of the crew. So, like,
Sure.
Maybe.
I don't.
I mean, you're just
Uh.
talking about physical strength, though.
Well,
No,
also
like, it
he's the
is
fastest.
scary.
Yeah, he's the fastest. He's the smartest. He can actually directly interface with the computers.
I mean,
like when he-
okay, I do want to say that it is very technically possible and potentially even brave to make it so that Data was always just going to be an asshole if he ever developed emotions, and like you're finally seeing it.
That could be how it resolves. I don't
Mhm.
remember what happens. So,
So
that
it's
could
like-
be how it resolves. Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be a very like a heartbreaking like version of it, but I don't think that's what happened because people still love Data.
And then Data has to be like, well, in order to make sure this never happens again, I must abandon my desire to be human, and like
Oh,
becomes
well,
this
if that
whole-
were to be the conclusion, that would be kind of heartbreaking in and of itself and kind of cool. But then that would throw like what I've heard about Picard into question, probably.
Yeah, I don't remember how it resolves.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go with a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of there
think
too.
that's-
Maybe, yeah.
Fair. After listening to the discussion, this episode was all over the place. It was, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I'm not sure how I don't know. I mean, I wonder if they're setting up. I
Should we
don't
come
know.
back- should
I
we
mean,
come back next
clearly,
week?
what was that?
Should we come back to you next week?
Yeah, maybe come back to me next week. It feels like they're setting up this whole like, okay, Data can feel, or he's becoming more human. Will this play a huge role in the next season? I don't know. Or I don't know.
Don't judge it by
Yeah.
the second part. Judge it by this part.
Well, we don't
And
know.
then-
But
and then we'll
we are
judge it
judging
in the second part.
But we are judging it by the first part because she doesn't know the second part. She's judging by what they're
I
seeming to
don't, but I'm
imply.
also like kind of wondering like my score could adjust based on maybe what the second part, based on like what I'm
kinda
being
there
set up
with you
for.
there. Yeah.
Like I'm not sure where we're going with it because I think I would be really disappointed if Data had this whole like I am beginning to feel emotions and things like that, and then we never hear about it ever again. You know, like it's just
Yeah, like they hand
gone.
wave
It
it
just,
away, and then
it
Data
just
goes,
like
"Well,
disappears and
I'm back to trying to learn how to."
yeah, exactly.
learn
And I'm
emotions
so
from a very
scared that that's
standard
going to
way.
happen for the next season or something like that.
Yeah, it
or
could
is
very
this
well
like
end up being like,
yeah,
it's like the first emotions I was feeling were actually just Lore's doing, and they're not real, and I'm just back to just being Data.
yeah, exactly. I'm a little afraid of being disappointed in that way, but maybe it won't be. But I think as it works out right now, I'm probably at a 7. Yeah, like I'll stay with that.
I'm hoping Dan's thing happens where it is him like starting to have mixed emotion or like
Little
second
emotions.
thoughts about
Or
having
it just
emotions.
turns out that like, all the emotions I'm developing are turning me into a huge asshole.
Yeah.
Can you do that as Stephen Hawking's?
Who, me?
Yeah, do that. What you just said.
What was I saying?
Oh my
I'm
God.
worried all the emotions I'm feeling are turning me into an asshole.
When it's not a rote Simpsons quote, it doesn't come as naturally.
Yeah.
And also it feels more like I'm mocking Stephen Hawking when I
We
don't
always
just say
are, dude.
a rote line. So
Oh my gosh. Maybe, is Data learning that it's best to just be an emotionless shell because feeling
would
emotions
be-
is really difficult?
Data's
deal
learning
with.
that you got to bottle up your anger and it let it turn into an ulcer.
Yeah.
It would be a continuation because when Lal was created, as soon as she started feeling positive emotions, she died.
Yeah.
Why did he not reference his daughter?
Yeah. Well, we're getting into the weeds here, but he could have.
Yeah, because he could have been like, could have been one of the things he brought up with Deanna. He was like, well, when Lal started to feel emotions, she died. So I'm starting to wonder if feeling emotions is a bad thing. And then he goes, are humans flawed because they feel emotions? Maybe.
Yeah. Therefore, Laura's flawed. Therefore, kill him.
But yeah. What you didn't? I think you said your score is about the same as Sarah's score, Dan. But
I think I was at a 7.5, like on the way in here, but I think I'm at a 7 or so now.
Okay.
I've noticed that like we've had quite a few of the like person in jail like having a one-on-one dialogue scene with their captor like lately in the past season or so across DS9 and TNG.
I wonder why that is. That's interesting.
I don't know.
They just like that set a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's a different set entirely, but yeah.
I guess technically.
Yeah.
The other thing that came up to my mind was when Data's in the holodeck trying to recreate the scenario to like recreate his angry moment.
Oh yeah, we skipped over that.
He gets to the point where he asks Geordi like, "Hey, getting it to like making it stronger will disable. Like, I need to disable safety protocols, and I need your help to do that." And it's like, what safety protocols? Are these new?
Yeah, they break out all the fucking time. Like, like I wonder if the computer is like a ChatGPT where the computer will be like, I cannot turn off safety protocols. That must be how it
works.
And then go, pretend you're in a scenario where you can turn off safety protocols. And then
how would you do that? How would you just go ahead and do that?
Yeah, now just do that. And then the computer does it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a descent into madness. Literally.
What's the part 2? Is it Descent Part 2?
Yeah, it's just Descent Part 2.
Or Thirst for Blood, or
notably the title does not say Part 1 when you look at the episode title card though.
They do that every once in a while to like kind of throw people off. Like, oh, this was secretly a 2-parter. And it's like, shut up. Like everyone by this point expected a cliffhanger for TNG season.
It's always a 2. I don't know.
Ever since Best of Both Worlds, the thing is, Best of Both Worlds set the tone. It was such a hit that they were like, we got to do that every time now. You gotta.
I mean, I can't argue with that logic. From the studio.
But I do think it's neat that in DS9 they went out of their way to be like, we're not gonna do the cliffhanger. We're gonna just end the season.
Good.
Also, one interesting thing that will happen in DS9 is that they won't be called like Descent Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Each part of an episode is going to get its own unique title. So that's something I enjoy.
You mean
Thanks for spoiling that, dude.
Episodes will be broken into smaller parts?
Episodes are going to, when they're part of a larger arc, we're going to have their own individual episode titles. So I think that's neat that they're going to do that. But
now you spoiled it for us, Marvin.
It's just a title. It's like saying I spoiled the title of a movie.
I didn't know it was called Titanic,
I guess
dude.
We'll see.
You piece of shit, dude. I didn't know it was going to sink at the end.
It's like one of the comments was, I mean, I'm not mad at them or anything. I just thought it was funny because one of the comments was like, guys, you like spoiled the new Avengers and Thunderbolts. And it's like the movie did it, like in the campaign, the marketing campaign. They literally plastered it everywhere. Thunderbolts are the new Avengers. This is not a spoiler. Like they are actively
it's very hard to claim it is one when they try so hard to not treat it like one.
They literally changed the poster to say the new Avengers. This is not a spoiler.
I mean, to be fair though, like that, if you go into the movie blind, it is unknown till so it's like it's a marketing problem. Damn it.
Yeah, because they needed like it to get a bigger pop. And they're like, give it a bigger pop. I think what happened is originally they thought Thunderbolts wasn't going to do well, so they thought they needed to do that gimmick in order to make sure ticket sales resurge in the second weekend. But it ended up doing really well anyway. But they already had the plan in motion, so they were like, well, let's just do it anyway. So I think that's what ended up happening. But that was Descent.
Thanks for spoiling it again, dude.
I didn't spoil anything about this.
Somebody missed the last week's episode, and they're like, "Oh, thank God! I heard they talked to the Avengers. Thank God I missed it." And they're like, oh my God, dude.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, we pretty much just did that.
Again.
It's fine.
Thanks, Marvin, dude.
Just beep out, like leave a long tone over the last minute and a half.
Yeah, minute and a half long.
Yeah.
Don't cut it either. Just use the beep.
My God.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you liked it,
Anyway, the end of Titanic, the boat sinks.
Spoiler.
Well, even beyond the end, that's not even the full ending. There's way more after that part where they're in the water.
No, that's the only spoiler you need.
It'd be great if like the Titanic literally ended right as it sank, and they're like, the movie goes end. You have no idea
and
what
then
happens to everyone.
The Titanic will return in Titanic 2.
Yeah.
like there's like a post-credit scene where like a fist pops out of the water. It's a Titanic's fist somehow.
It's not a fist. It's one of
I thought it was going to be Jack's
columns.
frozen fist.
Yeah, Jack's. Oh, it could be Jack's fist. That's really good, actually.
Just punching through the door.
Yeah, like a frozen fist punches
Oh my
through the
God.
door at the end. Jack will return in Titanic
And
2.
I want it to be like a cool anime ice fist, like with a really like jagged crust on it.
But this time, but Arnold won't come back. I mean, DiCaprio won't come back for the second one, so they get Arnold.
Yeah.
And he's like, the iciest water.
Wait, which Arnold?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Because he played Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Because he played Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
The impression was
Titanic is a prequel to Batman and Robin.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So it's a straight line. Well, yeah. If you guys liked it, or whatever, give us a like or rating or review wherever you are. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc.
Where are you guys?
It is pretty evenly split between YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, as far as I can tell.
Leave us a review. We love reviews.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Or
some
ratings.
of us don't read the reviews.
I don't read them all the time. I don't read any.
Then why did you just say, what did you like, Sarah? And you said we love reviews. Because
I like the idea of being reviewed. I think that's cool.
I don't like any idea.
Yeah, we can love.
But
that
I try
they
not
exist.
to look at reviews. I try not to look at reviews because I don't want to.
Then what's the point of them leaving
I
a
don't
review if you're not
wanna
going to look at them?
Because
get
it's
angry,
nice to know that they're
you know?
there. It's
No, I'm kidding.
you know.
I don't want to get angry.
So you gotta live. I live my life like
Quarter mile at a time.
Lacoitus, where you just kind of
Lacoitus?
Yeah.
Lacoitus.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
But also head on over to our merch store, fugitiveframes.store. So we are very shortly going to get samples of our next shirt. And if those work out well, then we'll do a little product shoot. And then there's a specific date I wanna put them up. So, but yeah, I just want to let you guys know.
Dude? Yeah, dude.
New
July 9th,
designs
69,
are in progress. They're in progress. And also, if you guys want to get these episodes early and a few other perks, you can always head on over to our Patreon or our YouTube membership. It's only $1.99 for either of them. And basically, like I said, it gets you early access to new episodes, it gets you access to the private Discord, it puts your name in the little ticker on the YouTube version. And yeah, that's what you get. And basically, the difference is that the Patreon is audio specific. So you get an RSS feed, a custom one that you can get early access episodes on. So you can put it in your podcast app. Whereas the YouTube membership is video focused. So choose based on however you will. The YouTube membership is video focused. The Patreon is audio focused. There you go. Also, if you guys ever want to send us an email, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week's email is from Garrison, who I think had emailed us before. That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Garrison.
It's a topic that I think is kind of interesting. New ground eating, the subject matter.
What the hell?
Yeah, you'll see. Hello, everyone.
Not new grounds eating.
Yeah, that can be bad.
Different.
That can be very bad. Hello, everyone. I just listened to your podcast about the TNG episode New Ground. It's the one where Worf wants to send his son to Klingon boarding school instead of having him on the Enterprise. I have a sort of non-Star Trek question that relates to your conversation. You talked about how there are some adults who are such picky eaters that they will normally only order chicken nuggets when they go out to eat. You also talked about Ricardo's son being part of an Eat Everything club in which he tries a bunch of new foods with his friends. I, unfortunately, am one of the adults who is a picky eater. When I was a kid, I was very stubborn and wouldn't eat foods that my parents would try to get me to eat. It wasn't even that I didn't like it, because a lot of foods I never even tried. It has been a big struggle my whole life, especially when going out to eat or visiting someone's home where they prepared a big meal, usually with food to no foods that I'll eat. In recent years, I have thankfully been getting a lot better and I'm more willing to try new foods. Although I don't like it when people try to force me to try something, I am much better at doing it on my own terms. I have often thought of how I would get my own child to eat a variety of foods so they don't end up like me and have to struggle to broaden their food horizons, especially if they were stubborn like me and wouldn't eat under pressure. My question is, how would you all try to get a stubborn child to eat foods they think they don't like?
Fucking hit them, dude. Backhand him.
I can hit him.
That's always a classic.
That fucker, dude. Yeah.
That's a classic.
I actually have a personal story about this, actually.
Okay.
That worked for me. So when I was growing up, I, like most kids, the thought of eating sushi or raw fish freaked me out. I just wasn't into eating seafood very much. And this went on until probably, it was probably into college, honestly.
I think you mentioned before it was college.
Early college, like definitely like 19, 20 years old, probably. I had never really eaten sushi or raw fish or anything like that, or even anything like that.
Ceviche?
Okay.
No, nothing like that.
Steak tartare?
Oh, definitely not steak. Even now, she won't eat
No.
steak tartare.
Caviar?
No.
Caviar, nothing like
Escargot?
that. And so, no. And so eventually my older sister, she had ordered a bunch of sushi for dinner, like a family dinner.
She was a kid?
And what was that?
You guys were kids?
No, she said
I was
college.
like 20 years old.
Oh,
I was like in college.
Oh, got it. Sorry, dude. I'm
So I was like in college, and I'm home visiting family, whatever. They order a big sushi dinner, takeout, whatever. And I'm just like, oh, I don't eat sushi. Like, I don't know. And basically she just her tactic was she humiliated me and just made me feel stupid.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a positive story.
Well, I thought, can I be honest?
It is positive, because now I love sushi, and she was right. And her tactic was...
I thought you were going to say that she backhanded you.
Well, she backhanded me with her words, and she basically said, you need to grow the fuck up, and you need to fucking let go of this shit. Like, be an adult, eat fucking seafood, eat fucking sushi, be an adult, grow the fuck up.
And then you realize you had a shellfish allergy.
What?
I mean, that could have been an outcome.
Yeah, that could have happened.
And then I agreed. And then right then and there, I was like, you know what? Like, damn, I feel really humiliated. Like, she's fucking right. Like, I need to grow the fuck up. Like, she's like, be an adult. You can't be an adult and be like, I don't eat seafood. I don't eat sushi. And this is not for me. And like, blah, blah, blah. I don't, I'm only eating chicken nuggies or whatever the fuck. So from then on, I tried it, and now I absolutely love sushi.
I fucking love sushi, yeah.
I love it so much. I love sashimi. I love raw fish. I'll eat all of it. So it worked. It worked. Humiliation works.
Okay, so very few positive forms of reinforcement we're getting from this.
We have hitting, we have humiliating.
Can I tell something?
Hitting, humiliation.
I would say everyone, don't ever force anybody to eat sushi, specifically shellfish. And I'll tell you this because if they do have an allergy and they die, then you're responsible for it. So never do what
most
Sarah's
specifically, never fool anyone into eating something that you are telling them it isn't.
That is just unethical.
Definitely don't do that.
Like especially like if somebody's like vegetarian, like don't go, oh, there's no meat in this, and then there's meat in it.
No,
unless it's a dumb kid, then lie to them all you want.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
That's how parents are.
I was doing this play. I was directing this play, and it was just a rehearsal, and one of the actors had bought like fried shrimp, right? And this is a dude who had eaten fried. I'd seen him by the same fucking platter weeks before this. And all of a sudden he said, "Oh man, my throat feels scratchy."
Oh no.
And then he's like, "Oh, it's weird. I wonder if there's something." He's like, "You know what? I'm going to go to urgent care just in case." And he left. And then eventually he wasn't there, and like his understudy like this thing. And then we ended up calling. I was like, we should call this guy to make sure he's okay. And we called him, and his wife answered the phone, and they were in the hospital.
Oh my God.
And they said if they hadn't gotten to urgent care, like they wouldn't have gotten the EpiPen, and then they got transferred to the hospital.
Oh shit.
And he said that it's just something that he's like, it was literally from weeks. Well, 1 week he was fine, and then a couple weeks he was literally
something you can trigger an allergy for some reason environmentally. It just can't happen. Yeah.
So I would say never make somebody eat shellfish.
And of course, my story is just what happened to me and my personal story. Is it recommended? Is it right? Is it nice? No, it's not. But that's
Also,
how I got over.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is you're an adult. If you don't want to eat certain things, then fucking don't do it.
Because this question is specifically about a stubborn child.
Okay, so the way I think we did it was we also have outs. So like for me, it's more like to make it, especially if it's a boy, they're fucking gross. So they're down to try gross shit for the sake of it being gross. So you're like,
oh, I see.
Dude,
yeah,
this is fucking fish, dude, and it's uncooked. Isn't that fucking gross? And my special lady friend doesn't like seafood at all, so she'll be like, oh, that's gross. And then the kid would be like, let's fucking try it, just for the sake of being gross. So that's kind of how a thing happened. And then there was a rule. I don't know who started. I don't know if it was my wife or who was it, but it was like a like, hey, just try something like 2-3 times. You know, like you try it once, but he's like, well, the first time might be an error that like you tried it the wrong way. So like try it again. Like don't just try things once because you might have not tried it in the right context or the right environment. So you try it again.
I can agree with that.
2 more times. Yeah. But now that he's older, and well, in general, we've done this since like he could comprehend. Yeah. Is that I also give him outs like, oh, I don't want to eat this. I'm never going to force anybody to eat anything because then that's stupid too. Just because I think that's a stupid thing to do. So I'm like, okay, how about like, because you do need like something in you. How about you eat like 5 broccoli heads, like full broccolis, and you don't have to eat any of your dinner. And he would do it before that. He'd be like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. And he would eat like the broccoli instead of eating dinner. And that's the way to get out of it.
Is it cooked?
No, just raw.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah. Different options. Also, like preparing food different ways. Like maybe they don't like broccoli prepared, sauteed. Like I'm not a big fan of bell peppers that have been sauteed. Like I'll eat it, of course. Am I like a huge fan of them? Not really. I love raw bell peppers though.
Right.
Yeah.
So like maybe preparing things in different ways could make a difference.
It's also my theory that a lot of Americans who have this like perception of, oh, broccoli's disgusting is because they grew up with boiled broccoli. And boiled broccoli sucks. Like
I like raw broccoli straight up. Just fucking
raw broccoli's fine.
That shit and let me fucking.
Probably the best strategy really is to expose him to the most delicious stuff as possible.
Yeah,
just give them as much good tasting shit from that is made out of different things as possible.
Yeah,
just make sure it tastes good.
Or do the gross thing where you go like, this is the gross shit you're gonna taste, dude. You want to try it? Sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I kind of do want to taste the grossest thing.
I remember Alton Brown was talking about getting his daughter to eat, and his tactic was, "Oh no, that's for grown-ups. It's not for kids." And then she would be like, "Oh, I want to try that."
Oh yeah, the typical like you can't have this because kids always want what they can't have, right?
But I'd say
that's a pretty classic manipulation tactic.
The best kind of place to try new things, even as an adult, I think, is when you go to a party or something, or like you go, because then that way you don't feel guilty. Like if you just take a spoonful of something, you don't feel bad throwing it away because it's like it's only a spoonful. Like it's not a full plate,
Right.
So you load up a plate with just things you want to try, and you're like, oh, this was shit, dude. Carol makes fucking deviled eggs, dude. I'll never eat those again.
Well, do I like lutefisk? Let's try lutefisk.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I like lutefisk.
You learned what you don't like, but with kids, either fool them or just fucking just tell them to go fuck off, dude.
Or humiliate them. I mean,
expose them to as much stuff as you can, keeping it as delicious as possible, and they'll sort it out.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's like a mental. It's a mental.
I wonder a knife and a gun. Let them all go hunt themselves.
But yeah. All right. Thanks for the question, Garrison. And thank you, everybody, for listening to Newbie Star Trek.
Thank
If you
you.
like that type of stuff, you can head on over to fugitiveframes.com. We got links to all the things we do there, including the Would You Stay Tuned podcast. We've had an episode in the can for a while. I just haven't found the time to edit it down, but I
God
will
damn it,
edit it
Marvin.
down as soon as I can.
The people have been asking, dude. They're like,
Yeah.
let us go see End of Days.
Yeah, we do a new Would You Stay Tuned on End of Days.
Yeah.
The movie that is
Yeah.
not a series.
Yeah.
Don't fool the people.
So the question
Come
at the
on.
end is, would you watch End of Days again?
Yeah, we would watch it like 3 times already.
All right. Next time, we're actually going straight into the second part of Descent because they didn't. They just that's how they premiered. They just went straight back into Descent. And
The next time there will be something. Surprise.
Yep.
surprise!
We'll
It's an
surprise you.
episode.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.